what kind of relationships do you have, and why the heck does it matter? So generally, there's three kinds of relationships that we might have with people. And I'm talking not about intimate relationships and family relationships and things like that, but I'm talking about our friends, our friendships. And there's three kinds. There's acquaintances, there's our ideas friends, and then there's our inner circle. What does that mean? That our acquaintance, that's our big, broad, imagine a big circle here. There's going to be a lot more of these. So acquaintances are people that we associate with through an activity, through work, through doing something. Usually we're doing something with these people, and when we stop doing that, we don't see them anymore. They're acquaintances. With them, our relationships are shallow. We don't share too much about ourselves. And I'll go into this in a little bit more. I'm just going to share with you first of all the three layers. So, outer circle is your acquaintances, people you know who are doing something. Then you've got this middle ring. I'm not doing this very well, am I? You get the idea. The middle ring, and in that is our ideas friends. These are people who we share ideas with, and we can have opposite opinions. But we're okay with being open, sharing, and not judging. So, like, you might be able to judge, to discuss politics, for instance, and one of you might like one party, and the other might like the other party, but you can share the ideas and the opinions, and it's okay. You still love them, but you still accept them for who they are. Now, your inner circle, your core people. Now, many of us don't have many people in our inner circle. These are the people who we have the highest expectations of. These are the people who we are ourselves with, who we can share almost anything with, who we expect will hold us accountable, and that they will show up for us when we need it. So these people, we show 100% of ourselves. We leave nothing out. We say what needs to be said. All those people are also doing the exact same thing. They turn up 100% as they are. They say what needs to be said. They're also working on goals. So they're taking personal responsibility for their life. They're working towards goals. They're growing. They're okay with receiving feedback and giving feedback. There's an openness and accepting and sharing of emotions. And this is really important. So the people in that inner circle are people who you can be fully you with. You leave nothing back. You hold nothing back. If you want to cry, you cry, and they're there and they validate you for who you are. And they say, it's okay. It's okay that you feel this way. And you have strong boundaries. An idea, friend, like I said before, you share ideas. So your relationship is you can bring an idea friend into your inner circle, but you want to make sure that you meet those criteria. If they don't meet those criteria, leave them out. And you can test this by asking certain questions. So you get curious. So you ask questions of each other. You get curious. And you can sort of test by asking more intimate questions and seeing what the responses are. And if they go, oh, that's too much, then you know that's okay. Don't go any further. And so with an acquaintance, there's very low reciprocity, so there's very little sharing, give and take. There's very low expectations. They're not likely to respect boundaries. You don't want to be transparent with them. You don't have low trust. And a boundary violation here is not asking permission. So how do you know where someone fits? Well, how honest can you be with someone for a start? So like an acquaintance, if they say, hey, how are you? It's okay to say I'm good if you're not, if they're not someone you want to open up to. Like, it's times when it's not appropriate, right? Like, for instance, if you're in a shopping situation, you've got your shopping cart, you're processing at the till, and the assistant asks you, how are you? And you go and tell your life story and how awful things are. Is that appropriate? Hell no. You just say, yeah, things are good. Thank you for asking. Why not? It's fine. There's no depth to that relationship. So you don't need to give her everything. And then you've got your ideas friend. If they ask you how you're doing, you can always say, and here's the thing, right? You can always say, actually, I'm not. Is it okay if I'm honest with you? Is it okay if I share exactly how I'm feeling with you? And they might say, no, actually, I don't want to hear it. Or they might say, yeah, okay, you want to share. You can see how that feels. Play with it. Play with it. And with the last one, the inner circle, you're going to be honest. If someone says, how are you? You're going to say, actually, I'm feeling terrible. This happened, that's happened. It's awful. Or maybe you say, actually, you know what? I'm feeling really good because of X, Y, and Z. You can go the opposite way because sometimes, say, these other relationships, these more shallow relationships, they might not accept that you're really excited because of something you broke, like if you've had a belief breakthrough. So, a lot of these people won't understand that. You might be so excited because like you finally had this understanding and this epiphany in life and or you're smashing a goal or something, but they just might not get that. Put your inner circle who are on the same page as you because they're working towards goals. They're working on their emotional intimacy because they've got their boundaries and they are willing to just talk about exactly who they are and how they feel. They will get that stuff, right? So here's why I'm sharing this with you. It's because when we withdraw from people, we're withdrawing our energy. And when we withdraw our energy, we get stressed. So when we don't have good connections with people, our stress levels go up. I was going to say go down. They go up. So when we have fewer connections, when we don't have deep connections with people, our stress levels go up. But when we have open connections, when we have good, strong connections, and we can be ourselves and we can express, we can be more relaxed. And this has actually been scientifically proven. So have a look at who your friends are. How many inner circle friends do you have right now? How many are acquaintances and how many are ideas friends? I'd love to hear about it. There's no right or wrong answer with this. When I first started this, I have to say it was zero, a big fat zero. I realized that most of my friends are actually ideas friends and that the rest were acquaintances. So that's normal. There's a lot of people when we did this work that had the same realization. I've got a lot of ideas friends, or I've got some ideas friends and lots of acquaintances, but no one in my inner circle. So it can take a bit of time to build those relationships, to have people in your inner circle, people who you trust with your feelings, with your emotions, with your ideas, with sharing your goals. But it's worth finding those people, and it's worth testing your ideas friends and seeing what they're open to. See if they're willing to go that bit deeper with you. So I'd love to know, what did you learn from this video? What are you going to implement from this video? What are you going to start asking? What are you going to start doing differently? I'd love to know. If you have more questions than answers, please leave them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer all of them for you. And in the meantime, before the next video, please hit subscribe if you love this. Hit the bell button to make sure you don't miss any of these videos. I'm dedicated to making daily videos that help you have the best year and your best life yet. Do check out the other playlists that I have. I've got energy healing, meditations, emotional intimacy, and success strategies as well. So there's heaps here for you. So please go and check those out as well. In the meantime, have an awesome day. Namaste.